Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. Today guys, we're going to be jumping down into the charts to take another look at Zilliqa, what's been going on most recently and what I expect to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. If you have not yet joined us in Discord, links in the description down below. Fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free to join, and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out today? Right, let's get into this. Right, so we're paired up with USDT. We're on the hourly chart, and Binance is the data source. We were tracking this ABC structure coming down. This actually seemed to find really good support around 10 cent, 10.1 to 10.07. We were actually looking at about 9915, and it's good to see that we didn't reach a full 1-to-1 ratio and we actually got the reversal here. Okay, so I'm going to just neaten this up a little bit. We can obviously now mark our low point just down here and we'll remove the fib there. So we have a good structure coming down here. Then of course we start tracking this nice move upwards, and as we get into this we can start to see exactly what's going on. So we're going to grab a fib and we're going to just measure this distance because we have got a 5-wave structure here. At least it appears to be a 5-wave structure. We'll just check. Yes, it is. And then of course, you know, we start to see a bit of a pullback with the 4th wave. And then we finally get that 5th wave higher. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark this up. I'm going to grab hold of my 5-wave moves. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we come down for 4, and what is appearing to be 5 up here. Okay, now this is a slight overextension on what we would expect. So typically I was expecting 11.6 to about 11.9. Okay, this being our most probable area. As you can see, we overextended it. So in order for us to truly understand if we are done here, we should also do an alternative measurement. This actually comes from the top of wave 3 all the way down into the lows of wave 1. Okay, so if I grab hold of this and I put it down here, I then move this over to our wave 4 low, and we can see here that in fact, yeah, it still actually is an overextension on that. So we're actually moving up quite nicely, but I do think that that is the move complete. You know, typically it would be inside this yellow box. Even the alternative measurement of the 0.618 would put it lower. So I'm thinking that we are potentially just done here, but we'll also just check a couple of things here. This could also be a 4th wave and then a final 5th wave, which is possible if we are getting this overextension, which is potentially probable if I'm being honest, because again, we have a subwave count here. If I grab hold of this, move here, and I go ahead and put it, it actually might have to be over here. Let me just move that. If we take it from this high point to this low point, move this to here, so I think we might be in a wave 4. So in the subwave count of this wave 5, we go up with a 1, down with a wave 2, this being our wave 3. We're pointing back right now for a wave 4, and then we'll get a final blast up. That would actually make a little bit more sense. We have the subwave count there working quite nicely, like the same way we have a subwave count here as well. So for that, let's go ahead and find out where we would estimate that to be. If this is our low, we aren't going to go any lower, then I think Zilliqa has the ability to push up to about 12.365 to 12.554. So if I go ahead and just grab a price note, and I'll just mark that up so you can see it a little bit clearer. So we'll go with 65 there, and just up here we're at 554. Okay, cool. Let me remove the fib. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. We've kind of gone a little bit overextensions on the previous waves, but I think that is probably going to be where we actually end up landing overall on Zilliqa. Now we are overbought on the stochastic RSI, but I do think Bitcoin's likely to also now start to move up again as it's finishing some patterns on its chart. So check out my Bitcoin video if you want to know the general direction of the market. Zilliqa is kind of following what Bitcoin's doing at this point. So see what Bitcoin is doing. I think Bitcoin's likely to go up again, and therefore I think we are likely to stay a little bit higher here on ZIL. So we'll push up before pulling back down, essentially. There will be some kind of correction that will be required, though, so I will be watching out for that at some point. But a little bit more in the tank here, I do think, for Zilliqa. But this would be considered higher risk if we were still, doing any trading, etc. Just because we are talking about a fifth wave and not necessarily a third wave or anything like that. So I would say, yeah, slightly higher risk, a little bit more potentially in the tank, but we are overbought, of course, so we have to ride that with some caution. Now, as I come up into our daily chart, we'll talk about what's actually going on here. Well, essentially we have this big A wave coming down, we're having this B wave come up. Okay, so same as Bitcoin's looking for a B wave bounce before it comes down even lower, and the same thing for Zilliqa. Whether we like to admit it or not, Zilliqa does need to see this correction come in. Now, however high this B wave goes is going to determine how low our C wave will go later. Okay, and we kind of have the measurement of our A wave, so we know the kind of length that we're looking for with this C wave. The higher the B wave goes, the lower, the higher low that we end up setting with the C wave. The lower the B wave goes, the deeper correction will end up with that C wave, okay? So I've got this ranged between 4.2 and 8.7, whether we like that or not. I mean, I think that's a fantastic deal where you're going to be able to scoop up and accumulate a lot of ZIL if that happens, okay? There's no guarantee that you go down to 4.2. It's the extreme end of things, okay? And I don't think it's actually likely to happen based on the size of wave 5 and where wave 4B is actually potentially going. So, sorry, wave A coming down is quite sizable, but if wave B is continuing on its journey right now, it's very unlikely we're going to go down to 4.2. Instead, I think we're going to be on that higher spectrum, anywhere between kind of, let me just say, maybe 7 up to about 8.9, so 8.7. So anywhere in that kind of top end of this seems to be quite likely. So basically, I've got this this orange line coming through here, but I think there's some good sweet spots to be had in here and things that we should be thinking about. But once that B wave's complete, we'll get a better idea as to where that is going. And once, of course, this this C wave is done, man, there's going to be one hell of a blast to the upside. Now, I think Zilliqa has some true potential to go into some crazy high numbers based on what we're seeing so far. If this does stay as an ABC structure coming down, a 535, then that could mark the end of a wave 2. And obviously, we don't know if it's a wave 2 yet until wave 3 comes in. But if we end up with a nice $1 launch for Zilliqa, we could basically be looking at a wave 1, 2, and 3 move before a pullback and then a final launch upwards. Again, we could end up looking at a multi-dollar project here, which could be absolutely insane number of gains in the potential future for ZIL. Now, obviously, a lot of that is speculation. We can't confirm it until the structure's in place, and the structure won't be in place until we actually start the next rally up, which won't happen until we first have this major correction. Okay, so we're just talking about B wave bounces moving up. We might move up to maybe like 15 cents, 16 cents, something like that, right? Nothing major, and then you'll pull back down. It's after this last little correction that Zilliqa will actually be in a really strong position to really take advantage of everything, and where we then start to see, ZIL actually going up and heading towards $1. Now, $1 ZIL is key because that would actually trigger an impulsive move on this daily chart that would indicate that we are effectively going into a really, really big, impulsive trend-based structure up higher than $1. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how all this plays out. So for now, we're chalking this up as a corrective move. We've got 5 waves, so we'll look for 3 waves down. We'll look for 5 more waves going up, and those last 5 waves have to hit that $1 level, in my opinion, in order for us to see this multi-dollar level by the end of the bull run. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found this useful and informative, hit the like button. I really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With all that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.